Chapter 11. Home alone. Mom is called back to the hospital for an emergency in the middle of the night. She wakes me up to let me know she's leaving, and I consider begging her to stay, but I kind of think it won't do any good. After all, she doesn't think there's anything worth staying for. And it must be a real emergency if she's being called back to work at this hour. I hope everything will be okay. I call out to her before she leaves. She smiles at me. I guess that means our fight is over, at least for now. I have to concentrate to hear the sound of her car backing out of the driveway and turning onto the street over the thunder, wind, and rain. The thunder and lightning are simultaneous now. The storm has settled on top of us with such force that it feels like it will never stop. Instead of falling back to sleep, I go over the evening's events in my head. Is Mom really incapable of seeing what Nolan and I saw? Does that mean Nolan and I are both crazy, and the shadow is some kind of joint hallucination? Or is Mom crazy because she can't see it? Or is there something to this magic that you can't perceive it above a certain age or something? Like maybe you have to be young and pure of heart, like in all those movies and fairy tales about children who slip into an enchanted world without adult supervision? I shake my head. No. A photograph is a photograph, and Nolan and I haven't known each other long enough to have some kind of shared delusion. Thunder crashes, and Oscar jumps onto my bed, curling himself up beside me the same way he did on our first night in this house. "What's the matter, buddy?" I ask, stroking the soft spot between his ears. He loves being petted like this. If he were a cat, he'd be purring right now. But instead, he's shaking, trying to hide his face beneath my arm. "You never used to be so scared of thunder, big boy," I coo. Oscar is a little dog, but Mom and I always describe him as big. Suddenly I hear something else, hiding in between crashes of thunder. It's not the thunder that's got Oscar so frightened. It's the sound of a child crying. Okay, I know that in, say, a court of law or something, a dog can't exactly testify as a witness, but there's no denying that Oscar is another person, another living creature who feels that this house is haunted. He's been scared and jumpy ever since we moved into this house. And Lex literally tried to run out the front door this evening, something he never, ever tried to do in our old house. So that's 4 of us. Oscar, Lex, me, Nolan. At least one of whom is an impartial third party, may I add, who knows something is going on here. "Why are you crying?" I asked my empty room. "Didn't you like playing with me? I thought that was what you wanted." Oscar nestles under my arm. "Come on, please answer me. Are you the reason this house is so cold and creepy? Can I help you?" I shake my head. What am I doing? Asking a ghost if she needs my help? I'm the one who needs help. I'm the one who's stuck in a haunted house, fighting with my mother for the first time in 16 years. "Why are you crying?" I plead. I stare at the ceiling like I'm waiting for it to fall down on top of me. "What are you trying to tell me? That you want to play? That you need my help?" Lightning rips across the sky, illuminating the room once more. What I see makes me scream. Oscar dives down to the ground and under the bed. "I'm sorry, boy," I say, but I'm whispering now instead of shouting, and even with his dog hearing, I doubt he can hear me. Even if he could hear me, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to make him feel any better. Dr. Who is flying around in circles just beneath the ceiling, his wings dripping water as though he were flying through the rain outside. Dr. Who, my long-dead, long-since stuffed owl. His wings make so much noise that I think maybe the entire room is about to levitate. I reach for the light beside my bed, turn it on, and grab my cell phone. Maybe Mom will see this. Maybe Mrs. Soderbergh and I were wrong. Sure, film can capture things that aren't visible to the naked eye. But when the naked eye can see what I'm seeing now, digital should work just fine. With my phone's camera trained on the owl, I hit record, even though my hands are shaking, so the video will be shaky too. Even though the camera doesn't make a sound, no click, click, click when I take the photos with film, Dr. Who seems to sense a change in the air. Abruptly, he stops flying in circles and hovers in place for a heartbeat, his wings still flapping mightily. He looks around, his owl neck turning almost 360 degrees, just like they said on all those nature shows. Finally, he looks down, fixing his gaze on me. I shake my head. The owl's eyes aren't real. They're made of glass, long since replaced by the taxidermist. Still, Doctor Who seems to perceive me, and he swoops down in my direction. "Oh my gosh. Doctor Who is going to kill me. Ashley was right all along. Taxidermy animals are creepy. I should have been grossed out by him." I scream again. "Sorry, Oscar." But at the last second, Doctor Who shifts, and instead of hitting me, he hits the lamp at my bedside, knocking it over and plunging the room into darkness. I drop my phone. I hear it thud against the carpet on the floor, and I tumble out of bed to search for it, but I can't find it. There's no more lightning to illuminate my dark room. The storm has moved on. The sound of flapping wings ceases. Even the falling rain has dwindled into just a slight trickle down the window pane. Oscar peeks his head out from under the bed and crawls into my lap, panting as though it's hot in here. But of course, it's not hot. It's freezing. I don't know when I fall asleep. To be honest, I don't know how I fall asleep. After everything that happened, but the next thing I know, it's morning, and my neck aches from sleeping sitting up with my back against the bed frame. Oscar isn't in my lap anymore, and despite the tree outside my window, enough light is streaming in that I can see the Doctor Who is back on his shelf, and my phone is beside me on the ground as though I placed it there for easy access. Jesus Louises, I sigh, wrapping my fingers around my phone and standing. I turn my neck from side to side. The air between my bones crackles and pops when I move. I feel like I'm an old lady, I say out loud. What's that? Mom asks, sticking her head through the door. When did you get home? Just now. I have exactly 3 hours to nap before I have to go back for my next shift. But it's Saturday. You don't think babies are born on Saturdays? Mom says, but she's smiling. My whole life, Mom has had to work on weekends and holidays, though she tries never to be on duty during Christmas break or my birthday. Sorry, I mumble. Hey, I wish I had Saturdays off too. She gestures at my phone. What do you have there? I look down. When I picked the phone up, I must have pressed the button to replay the video I shot last night. The sound of thunder and lightning emanates from the phone's tiny speaker. I pause. Let's give this one more try. Maybe the only way Mom will look at it is with an open mind if I don't mention the ghost. I say slowly. I shot a video of the storm last night. It must have been right above us. The lightning made everything so bright. I cross the room and hold my phone out in front of me. Mom leans down to look at it. Wow, she murmurs. Wow? I echo hopefully. Maybe she sees Doctor Who flapping around. Maybe she hears someone crying. Looks like quite a storm. The thunder must have been deafening. Oscar hid under the bed. I thought it was weird because thunder and lightning never used to scare him. Mom shakes her head, dropping her gaze from the phone. Oscar's just a big old baby, she says, then pats my shoulder. I practically jump. What's the matter? Mom asks. Her hand is freezing, I answer. The back of my t-shirt is moist where she touched me. Did you just get out of the shower or something? What are you talking about? She sighs, and I shake my head. I don't want to start this day off with a fight. Nothing. Why don't we have some breakfast before I hit the hay? Be down in a minute, I say softly as she leaves my room and makes her way downstairs. I sit on the edge of my bed and lift my t-shirt over my head and lay it flat out in front of me. There's a rusty, wet handprint on the back, the cold water spreading across the shirt's fibers like a stain. Before I know what I'm doing, I've crushed the shirt into a ball and thrown it beneath my bed like I never want to see it again. I reach for my phone and watch the video once more, straight through from the start. In addition to thunder and lightning, I hear crying and the sound of Doctor Who's wings. The owl takes up practically the whole screen, flying circles around my room until he finally plunges straight toward me. I curl my hands into fists as I head downstairs so Mom won't see that they're shaking. Something has happened to her, something that's keeping her from seeing what I see and feeling what I feel. She can't even feel that her hand is cold and wet. Wet with rust-colored water, just like the water in the bathroom that night. Join me next time for Chapter 12.